Hi, besties. Thank you for tuning in. To all my returning subscribers, thank you so much. And if this is your first time here, you're very welcome. So, this is a part 2 of the pan tutorial. Kindly click here for the cutting video. I decided to use the bias finishing, and I used about 11 meters of bias for this project. Here I'm covering the royalties of the front crotch. You could also watch my other video on finishing techniques using only your sewing machine. And I'll link that in the description box, so feel free to kindly check it out. Then I went ahead to cover the raw edges of the curved piece I need for the zip flyer. Afterwards, I attached the curved piece to the left side of my front piece, just with half inches, and then I had to top stitch it. And then I attached my zipper to the right side of the other piece, which I already turned out and didn't show in this video, unfortunately. Then you will join it to the right piece of your front with the zipper beneath. And then top stitch it when you're done. Now you want to go ahead and join the front piece together. But before doing this, I had to mark about 1 inch above my zip stopper from my waistline. I would advise you use sewing pins here to keep the fabric in place so it doesn't keep moving when you're sewing. Then I sew it from the down part to the point above my zip stopper, which are already marked. You can see the zip flyer is coming together, but it is still open. So to keep it closed, you have to lay the part without the zip slightly over the one with the zip, and then stitch the zip and the curved piece together. Now that it is closed, I went ahead to stitch this part down in a curve-like pattern. While stitching that part down, I had to make sure that the other zip flyer part was not beneath it. And towards the end, I returned the other zip flyer piece and finally stitched it together only at the end. We are done with the zip flyer. Now let's go ahead to fix our pockets. For the pocket, I took one of the pieces from my pocket, placed it right side to right side, Then I marked 7 inches downwards from my waistline and 2.5 inches inwards from the side seam, then connected it. Then I would sew on this line which I marked out, and afterwards I would trim out the excess and top stitch that part down. And with the pocket fabric torn inwards, I would sew ½ inch here just for details. It also helps to secure your pockets to your front piece. Right now, I'm only making sure I have my 2.5 inches intact, which I removed from my waistline before going ahead to finish my pockets. Only then when I go ahead to finish fixing my pockets. Now I'm trying to finish the curved part of my pocket, but I had to turn it inwards because I don't want the raw edges outside. Afterwards, I'll turn it in and then top stitch that down. And then for the last time, cross check it before stitching the pocket to the front piece, only after making sure it is not more than the 2.5 inches which I removed. Then I'd go ahead to do the other pocket. After that is done, I used pliers to tape my raw edges on the side seam of my trouser piece, just the way I did for the crotch side. This will also be done for the side seams and the crotch of the back piece. And now I'll go ahead to join my side seam, but I noticed my fabric was stretching out, so I decided to join from my waistline to a point and then from my ankle side so as to balance the stretch effect. Now that I'm done joining my back and front piece together on the sides, now I'll go ahead to fold my piece together with my zip at the center and then mark out my waist measurement, also including 1 inch for my waist start, and then I'll use the remaining allowance as my sewing allowance. Here I'm joining the back crotch with the remaining sewing allowance, and then I had to also go over the stitch again just to strengthen my stitch. After that is done, I would go ahead to bias tape my inseams from ankle to ankle. This is the same in between your thighs. Then I'll join my front and back piece together from the crotch side to the ankle on one leg, and also from the crotch to the ankle on the other end. After that is done, we want to go ahead to sew our dart. Matching the crotch seam and the side seam, I would mark 1/2 inch wide and 3.5 inches long to use as my dart. Then I would sew it down. And then I would also repeat on the other piece at the back, meaning I have one dart on each piece of the back piece. At this point, our trouser is 90% ready. Opening the zip, I would measure my waist, which was 34 inches. Then I'll go ahead and fold my fabric to 17 inches wide, and then I marked 3 inches upward and connected it to the midpoint of my 17 inches, which was 8.5 inches. And now I'm marking my waistband height, which I used 2.25 inch for. Then I would go ahead to connect it. On this slant line, I marked 1/2 inch at the midpoint to make it curved, as I want to eliminate every sharp line as much as possible. After that, you'd measure your waist divided by 2 from the fold on your fabric in this way, and then mark the point and extend it to the upper part, then you can cut it. After cutting it, you will duplicate the fabric and then cut your stay or stabilizer, anything you want to use just to make your fabric thick. Now this is for my belt loop. I used 1.5 inches wide and folded it this way with an iron and then sewed it. This is how it is going to look like at the end. And here is how my iron waistband looks like. And then you sew the upper part and top stitch it. Then later you'd cover the raw edges of the top stitched part with your bias. Afterwards, I decided to cut my belt loops in 3.5 inches long, and then I decided to mark the desired point I wanted it to be on my trousers. And then you go ahead to attach your waistband to the trousers using this part. This is how it looks like when you've attached your waistband, and then we'll go ahead to finish it. Kindly pay attention to the way I folded it here. So you gently fold it over and then cover the bias part this way. Afterwards, you sew it down very close. And this is how it looks like when you finished it, and then you repeat it on the other side of the waistband. And then you go ahead to stitch your waistband down, making sure it is like this. So this is how it looks like after you've stitched down the waistband. Now we'll go ahead to stitch our belt loop down 1/2 inch, fold it this way, and then also fold it back and stitch it down. At this point, we finished sewing the trousers, and this is how it looks like. I went ahead to hem it with my hemming gum. I hope you found this tutorial helpful, and don't forget to like, comment, share and subscribe, and I see you in my next video. Bye till then.